Well, I want to find out more about Trent Rivers and his year with the Melbourne Football Club. Big win over the West Coast Eagles on Sunday, and probably the best they've looked for quite some time too. I wonder how Trent feels about that. He's on the line. Good morning, Trent.
Good morning, how are you?
Good, buddy. Nice to have you with us. How do you feel about the performance of the team on the weekend? How did it look to you?
It's positive. We played a Melbourne brand of footy for 4 quarters, and heading into the back end of the year, that's definitely what you want to be doing.
No doubt about that. That's a very good time to be doing at the back end of the year. What have you learned about this team this year? I mean, you've been playing for a little while now. You've been doing this for a little while. What have you learned about this team and its capabilities?
How good footy competes with the best. But, you find out that, you can't play 3 quarters of footy as we did against Brisbane. It's going to take 4 quarters to, beat any team in this league. So, we're able to deliver that on the weekend and, hopefully look it up from here.
Are you turning left or right at the moment? It's a very loud indicator.
Sorry, mate. I'll turn that off for you.
No, all good. No, keep indicating. Very important for the other road users. It's very good. So you're on the way to training, eh? Is that where you are?
Yeah, on the way out to Casey Field. So nice little drive out in the morning.
Right. Where are you coming from?
From Carnegie, so about 45, 50 minutes.
Right, so going the other way from the traffic, so that's not too bad. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's going all right. So the performance. Do you gain confidence out of the weekend's performance? I mean, you just went down to the Blues the week before in a pretty dramatic game. You defeat the Cats the week before that. So you played pretty good form against good teams with the Cats and the Blues in the last couple of weeks. Then you defeat. Sorry, this was the other week. You have the big performance against the Eagles on the weekend, and you've got to come up against the Bombers this week, who are in pretty hot form, sitting in top 4. Are you cherry ripe to take on a top 4 team?
Yeah, I think so. It's obviously unfortunate about Max not being in this week, but we take heaps of confidence out of the weekend. Our forward line really clicked and gelled together nicely, and we just see how it comes, but obviously Essendon are a great side and they're playing some great footy at the moment, so it's going to be a good competition. So
Max is obviously, as you mentioned, it's a huge talking point for any Melbourne team, whether or not Max Gawn plays or not. He's out this week. He wants to rush back should it get to that point. Does Tom Fullerton take that spot, or is it Will Verrill that gets a crack at it?
Oh, mate, to be honest, either will come in and play the role very nicely. Will's obviously a bit younger, hasn't debuted yet, but we know what Tom Fullerton can come in and do. We drafted him for a reason. I'm not too sure. The selection hasn't been announced yet, but either way, I reckon we're in for a red hot crack for both of them.
Do you feel the responsibility to step up when you haven't got Maxie out there? Christian's obviously not out there at the moment. We know that Angus Brayshaw is obviously not playing and has retired from the game. There's been a lot of change in that area of the ground. You've been inserted into that centre square mix and done a great job. Do you feel more pressure and responsibility as a leader of the group now?
Not particularly, to be honest. I think I play my best footy when I don't think too much. We've got a few leaders, and we've just added to our leadership group in the past week. So we do have a lot of leaders out on the field, we back them in, we trust them, with what they're saying and everything as well.
So is Jack Viney the captain when Max isn't out there?
Yeah, yep. So Jack will probably captain this week, I'm assuming, all things going well.
Righto, that's good news. He's a great leader of men from what I've seen through his time. But your performance on the week, it was a career day for you, Trent. You had 29 disposals, which is a career high, 7 clearances, a career high as well. As I mentioned before, when you've had your chance in the middle of the ground, you've really taken that this year. Have you been waiting for that?
Yeah, I've sort of been getting into Goody a little bit for the past couple of years about getting in there, and he's given me a crack every now and then for a few 5-minute spurts last year, and really enjoyed my time. So obviously it's unfortunate the circumstances with what I came in with, but very happy that I've been playing some good footy, and hopefully he sticks me in there for the long haul. Yeah,
well, I think Melbourne fans would be pretty happy about that, the way things are going with you at the moment. Are you working? Have you had to do much extra work with coaches or other teammates to upskill you in that area, or has it always been something that's pretty natural for you?
Oh, I think a lot of AFL footballers would have played through the midfield in their juniors, but I think just the craft and that aspect of it, I think Jack Viney's been huge for me. in the sense of he's just so good in and around tight areas. So yeah, I've done a bit of work with him around that, so he's been really helpful for me.
Well, it's good to see. Are you one of those boxing sort of karate type guys that Jack gets into? He's a big boxer and sort of wrestle guy, isn't he?
Yeah, loves it. So his brother does a bit of that stuff too, so he gets down there and does that with him. So.
No, or get amongst it and start wrestling Jack Viney. If you can wrestle Jack Viney, I reckon you can wrestle anyone in the AFL.
It's a pretty good call.
Jacob Van Rooyen's another one's making headlines for your footy club, and a big day on the weekend as well. And there's a lot of people wanting to just temper the enthusiasm on this kid, but when he puts up that sort of performance, it's hard to not get excited about what his potential is. What do you see from that young man?
Oh, I mean, what you see is what you get. He's clunking everything on the weekend. Had 8 shots a goal. I was talking to him because he's. Obviously, career best was 4. I hadn't had 5 before, and he was, getting a bit of shaky knees in front of goal, lining up thinking about it. But no, he's a great young kid, WA boy. He's really settled in nicely, and we love playing with him.
Oh, he's going places in a hurry, no doubt about that. And just on Jake Melksham too, back into the team on the weekend, straight back in after his injury challenges, and he seemed to have a really positive effect in that forward third of the ground for the Demons. Did you see that as well?
Yeah, I think just his leadership and what he brings when he doesn't have the ball and just setting up the ground is unbelievable. And he comes in, plays his role, he knows what he needs to do. He's obviously a veteran, he's played a lot of footy. But I think just the way that he sets up, the younger boys, and he makes sure that when he speaks, people listen. And I think that's the main thing. And, everyone sort of trusts what he says. So when he says do something, you do it. And we we get the ground looking the way we want it.
It's a fair reputation to have in the AFL community when you've got that level of respect through your group. And this weekend, speaking of respect, Jim Steins had plenty of that with the Demons. And this weekend, you're celebrating 30 years of the Reach Foundation with their Round for Reach, supporting youth mental health, which, of course, the great Jim Steins was a champion for. It must mean a bit to the footy club when you get to these opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, any time that you get to support a great cause is awesome. We had a member from Reach come in yesterday and speak to us and just sort of tell us what it was all really about to, get us up and about for the weekend, I guess. But no, it's a great cause and very excited to play for it.
Well, it's going to be a big weekend for the Demons Saturday night at the MCG against the Bombers. How do you stop Zach Merritt?
He's in some great form, isn't he? So, not too sure about that. I don't think anyone's sort of figured it out yet. But hopefully the coaches come up with a nice plan and we're able to execute it come Saturday night.
Well, give you something to work on the next couple of days in the build up to that game, Trent. We appreciate your time. Good luck to you on the weekend. Well done on the performance on Sunday against the Eagles, but looking forward, a big challenge against the Bombers on Saturday night. Go get them.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Good stuff. Trent Rivers with us from the Melbourne Football Club.
Want to see more from the D's? Then don't forget to subscribe up here.